Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So season 13 of Doctor Who, I think, is coming out pretty darn soon. I mean, we're at the end of September. I will be surprised if it's not in October, right? If they say it's autumn of this year, I would be surprised if it's not in October. I'm intrigued to know if it's going to be aired over 6 weeks or if it's going to drop on one day. I am intrigued for that. I'm not really that interested in seeing it because I like Doctor Who. That's it. Yeah, there's that elephant in the room. I like Doctor Who, so I really have no interest whatsoever in seeing it. I'm going to review it because I don't view this as Doctor Who, right? I'm going to watch them. I'm going to review them. I'm going to watch them so you don't have to. And really, they're awful. I assume they're going to be awful. Everything they've done thus far is awful, right? If you ever say, a lot of people say, "Oh, I stopped watching." Yeah, good. Keep with that. Don't go. It's really bad. That's my review for you. It's really bad. But the fascinating thing is, we're watching people trying to sell. Not so much sell the series, they're trying to sell the idea they haven't failed completely. When I say they, Chris Chibnall, Jodie Whittaker, and the BBC in general, they're trying. That's really the campaign they're on right now. And it's very obvious to see if you know how to look. Like, okay, I'll tell you how I got red pilled to understanding propaganda. And when I say propaganda, people go, "Oh no, that's bad stuff." It's like that's what governments do, and things like. No, propaganda is the art of creating a narrative, making people adopt a narrative, whether it is true or not. Well, propaganda is when it's not true. So I got red pilled with it. And this was really cool. When I was about, 14, 15, I went on this tour of Israel, this like school organized tour of Israel. And they do this a lot for Jewish kids. I maybe you remember, I can't remember when it was from, must be the early 90s, maybe. Lenny Henry did this great skit, didn't stand up, but had this great bit about being a black man going to Africa, and you were like, touch the soil, and it's really, if you can find it, it's really funny. That's the same kind of thing. There was a absolute push when I was a kid, and I think much more now, to bring Jewish kids to Israel, because it's something in our cultural heritage is very, 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 important. Basically. So, part of that tour, we went to the Institute of Propaganda. We only spent an afternoon there. It blew my mind, where we taught you how to look at propaganda and how to understand it, how it works. And it's really, really insidious. Once you've seen it, and this was when I was a kid, like I've never been able to unsee it, right? Which is why I've always been able to see through the bullcrap that the media likes to portray a lot of time. Now I was acutely aware of it because they've been doing this about Israel for decades, absolute decades. They have a narrative. They want you to believe the Israelis are the aggressors and they are the bad people, right? Basically, if I'm going to boil it down, they all say, "Oh, it's a very complex matter, but the Jews are the bad ones." That's basically what's going on in the background of their head. So, so I'm able to pick it out. So therefore, when this more populism started to come to the fore in 2015, 2016, Brexit, Trump. The reason I was attracted to both of those things, which I initially, Trump, I thought, well, this is going to be funny, man. This is going to be freaking hilarious, right? The reason I was attracted because I saw the propaganda at work, right? I saw it, and I think, well, if you're lying your ass off, which is basically what propaganda is, if you're lying your ass off, maybe they're telling the truth. Like that. That's just how my diseased mind works. Okay, that's how I look at things. So yeah, maybe a great example, right? A great example of propaganda. There was a one time, again, you probably remember in the 2016 election, the run up to it. Trump made fun of a reporter when he called him out saying he lied, and then he goes, "Oh, I don't know," he impersonated him. So they took a freeze frame of that and made it look like this, right? It sounded like that. And it turned out the reporter actually had a handicap that made him look like, so it looked like he was mocking his handicap, right? It looked very much. And then you just look at it in context, so, that's how he takes the piss out of everybody. This was specifically for this guy. But it was a disingenuous lie to make you think this person was deeply immoral person, which he might be, right? I don't know him. I don't know his. He might be, right? But I know, regardless of the reality and wherever you're on the political spectrum, God bless you, baby. We should all live together, right? Like he will maybe a very deeply immoral person. However, I know they're lying to make that assertion. So using the same techniques, I'm looking at the marketing, and boy is it bad. Okay, the marketing for this season is just freaking terrible, right? Absolutely terrible. It's based on a treasure hunt. I've showed it on another video. I don't know if I'm going to bother. It's like I have to listen to Jodie Whittaker. She's so bad as Doctor Who. I'm sorry. That's just like the reality. She's just so bad in the role. And again, if you love her, okay, not so queer as folk. People are different. But it's really been a crushing failure, and I think I saw who was it? Somebody on the Twitter track saying season 11 was a breakout success. If you lie, yes, the ratings were very good for the initial few episodes of season 11. What made it an insane failure was the curve, which went meow, or more like this way meow. I think that way works better. It was just like it hemorrhaged viewers. And they must have been doing badly because they did a massive course correction for season 12. Adding in monster, and it still didn't work because what they needed to change the course of is Christian or Jodie Whittaker, who are very bad at their jobs. I mean, let's just be clear, they're very, very bad at their jobs. So anyway, I'm 7 minutes into this video. I haven't even done any plugs yet. So wait, let me get that over quickly. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things. Freaking awesome. Thank you very much. I am very, very appreciative of everybody, and I really am. Okay, I know I waited 7 minutes to say, can you hit the subscribe button? But I really do. I am very, very appreciative. Like, share, subscribe, comment. The algorithm loves your freaking comments. And if you are subscribed, please make sure you're still subscribed. Weird though it may seem. If you also make sure you're still subscribed, and I'll go check out my Indiegogo, which should be, man. It's always the things you don't think is gonna block you that take up days and weeks, right? So it's ready to go. It's ready to print. It's ready to ship. I'm waiting to hear from the printer, right? You would have thought this would be an easy. If you go to a printer and say, hi, that big order I'm giving you, how about if I double it? Well, all I need to know is how much it would cost to ship that to America. Like, could you let me know? It's been 2 weeks, right? It's been 2 weeks from now, and I've been peppered with all these Jewish holidays that like take up my entire life. So I've lost a lot of momentum trying to keep up with it. But it's ready to go. It's like, that's a frustrating thing. It's ready to go. 2 awesome comic books. We got Biblical Bible Stories, Ace of Creators, Rattlers and Rogues. 240 pages long. I'm not going to do a full plug. I'm just saying, the Imperium. Love letter to Telefans. If you want the full plug, just let me know in the comments. I'll give you the full plug. I mean, you can basically poke me with a stick while I'm sleeping, and I'll do it in my sleep for you. It's no problem. Dominic Rashid, the artwork, the 125 pages. I wrote this great backup script with Stefano Cardaselli. So everybody's getting stuff. You get extras as well. So everyone's getting this poster. I think, and I have to really decide what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to give everybody 3 posters, right? Who buy both books. You'll get where's this one? You get this one. You get this Tom Baker, and you get this one. And anybody order these ones as extras, I'm gonna just give them a package where they get this one as well, and this one. So everybody's kind of like evens out. Even if you buy the books individually, I might give you an extra thing. I don't know. We got the For the Mail case cards. I might throw one of them in. It's really, I don't know. I'm going to, listen, the campaign just keeps doing well, right? And I'm really, really appreciative, and I want to, thank you, basically what I want to say, thank you. And so I want to give you guys more stuff. Fine. There we go. So let's start looking at propaganda. So what, the best way to make people believe something is true is by repeating that repeating that thing over and over and over again. And if you could do that from something that's normally something authoritative, right? Something that that you would, generally speaking, not think doesn't lie, like the media. But you repeat it often enough, then people will believe it's true. And again, listen, this Institute of Propaganda, they took me through the whole thing as a kid. They talking about those naughty 1930s National Socialists from Germany, how they employ propaganda. Basically, exactly the same. Like exactly the same. They wanted to. Basically, they started to talk about Jews and gypsies mainly, but mainly Jews, as pretty much the same way that they talk about unvaxxed people in the US now. Maybe in the UK as well. I have no idea. Look, I don't want to say about vaccination again. Wherever you are on that one, I know these are all hot button topics. I personally have had 3 jabs. Right, I figure I'm kind of high risk. I had no side effects whatsoever that I noticed. They just the America's health thing just said you shouldn't have the 3rd jab if you're on 65. Listen, I'm a fat guy, very, very, very out of condition, right? Basically, so that makes me a high risk if I do get the coof. So and basically, look, in Israel, basically just everybody got the jab. We're 80% vaccinated. And that's nobody really minded, right? But I do mind being forced to get the jab, right? I do mind it, like when they say you can't have any medical exemptions. No, that's wrong. That's bad. And also, people just don't want it. They shouldn't have to be forced to do it. That's really what. Even as I said, me personally, I've had 3 jabs. Talk to your doctor. Try and decide for yourself. But anyway, in the same way, they kind of talked about. So just putting in context, they talked about Jews as like these non-humans, bringing a genetic impurity to the Aryan race. So there's basically a couple of things that to set up there that they were an Aryan race, right? That they were like this Ubermensch, the older, and I can see how they made the argument. They're all. It's weird. They're all tall and blonde, apart from the guy in charge. Apart from, the leader of the National Socialists, who looked a bit Jewy. Let's face it. He was short. He was dark. He looked a bit Jewy. But everybody else was around him was all tall and blonde. So they were the. But so that was the first thing. Let's say it was aspirational. Oh look, we're part of the master race. Yay! Again, this was before it had a bit of a negative connotation. We're part of the master race. And then say, and we got to get rid of these people who are besmirching, genetically besmirching. So, but then they repeated it over and over and over and over again, and people didn't really mind being anti-Semitic, right? Especially then, people didn't really mind it, and it kind of just worked, right? It kind of just like pulled people, in that direction. And look, people just generally like to herd together, don't they? People just generally like to be in groups. They feel stronger than that. So again, that's kind of like how propaganda works. So the propaganda here is there's several of them. First, but the underlying root is that the BBC, the idiots that run the BBC, don't want to feel like schmucks. Okay, that is the bottom line. They just do not, under any circumstances, want to feel like schmucks. And when you point out the clear results of their actions, they feel a bit like schmucks, right? They feel a bit like schmucks, and they really, really don't like it. So let's look at this propaganda, as I said. So firstly, the first lie that they're selling you is Doctor Who is popular. Doctor Who is a genuinely, currently a popular show. It used to be very, very recently, right? I would call it popular under Capaldi compared to what it is now. But Doctor Who used to be phenomenally popular. Plus, it's part of our cultural heritage in England of something that we love and is popular. We just assume it's so. How do you sell this lie that Doctor Who is currently? Because by every metric, it is not popular. You have lots and lots of articles about Doctor Who, right? Lots of articles about that really don't matter at all. Like, so we got this one came out today. Doctor Who fans named Doomsday Goodbye Billy Piper's best ever moment. Like, who? Again, it's not exactly news, right? Is it? It's just fluff. It's fluff to make you. And then it's not just this one article. It's over and over and over again. It's the repetition of. And so if you're a normie, right? If you're somebody who doesn't love Doctor Who and doesn't watch it obsessively and watch people talk about it obsessively, a normie. you're actually a normal person, unlike me. If you're a normie, then you're going to think, well, they've got lots of articles about Doctor Who. People must love it. I think it looks like garbage, right? Which is how, they got people like John Bishop not realizing how bad it is. Because he goes, oh, look, Doctor Who, people still love it. People don't realize how bad the current era of Doctor Who is, because you really got to look at it, because there's a lot of propaganda trying to tell you it's not. So you had this article, you had this one saying how great it is the Galaxy Falls being animated. It's the terrible state of affairs. It's the terrible state of affairs you get into when we're having a lost story of Doctor Who animated, so you can try and get a feeling of what it's like, and you go, oh, really? Okay. Yeah, again. A great comparison to that is in the news yesterday. They had a poll came two news stories which should have been shaken the world. That is, less than 50% of America in the recent polling thinks the current president is mentally competent. So, that's a big deal. Less than half. Not that he's doing a good job. Phil, he's mentally competent. That should be front page. And people are like, yeah, we know. Yeah, okay, yeah. People, we just don't know. We just know. We don't really give a crap. Yeah, we know that, obviously. And then there was the other one, the president's son, Hunter Biden. There was a bunch of emails that were you might not have heard about this, right? But before the election, there's a bunch of emails that came to light that showed he'd done a lot of dodgy deals with China and the Ukraine, and then cut his father in for a massive and yeah, there's lots of pictures of him smoking crack and stuff like that. So they suppress that. The social media and media suppress that completely. And it just came out yesterday that all that stuff's true. And everyone's like, yeah, who gives a who cares? It's over, it's done. So you had this weird story like Galaxy 4 animation is good. So it is. Look, I think the Gizmodo take on it is much more accurate. Doctor Who's least threatening Dalek knockoffs return in a new lost story. Well, they don't return, well, I guess return, but look, this just doesn't look like it's going to be very good. I hate to be churlish, it just doesn't look like it's going to be very good at all. It's not a great story. It's a bit of a weird story. With basically Doctor Who versus the hairdryers of doom and the horse-faced women. That's basically what it is. It's drawn badly, apparently. Also, it's done by their B team of animators, and the B team, they're not very good. They did Fury from the Deep, and they did it badly. Oh man. I was so disappointed with that. Anyway, so that's step one. Step one is saying Doctor Who is popular. Look at all this stuff about Doctor Who. Look how popular it is. It's like, it's not popular. Again, just look at the metrics. It's not popular. So then we get into the fluff about the new series, right? The new series, and again, this is all to give the impression that everything's fine. Why do they want to give the impression that everything's fine? Because they burnt down Doctor Who. Essentially, their idiot decisions absolutely burnt Doctor Who to the ground. It's not popular at all, and it was. It's not. It's. I'm frankly amazed Doctor Who magazine is still in circulation. I think if it survives to the end of the Whittaker's run, I'll be amazed. But then again, I'm amazed it's still surviving. So there you go. So look, this is the first piece of fluff to give you the impression, to give normies the impression that Doctor Who is popular and the current Doctor Who is liked. Because she isn't. I understand. Some people like her. We're going to go with the generalities. Oh my God, that was a tough word to say. The generalities that she's not. Right? Okay, that is why her audience is so terribly low, right? Same reason with EastEnders. Why is it so low? Because it's shit. That's why. Nothing to do with Netflix, because that's also shit a lot of the time as well. Honestly, I think we're heading to the point where we're going to be sitting around the piano, making our own entertainment pretty soon, making bird impersonations, and even that's going to end up being woke. Doctor Who star John Bishop praises Jodie Whittaker. She's phenomenal. Okay. This is such a non-story. This is This is like a professional statement to your co-star. What are you going to say? What do you think about Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who? Do you think, like most people in England, that she's unbearably shit in the role? I like it would be somewhat unprofessional for him to go, "Oh yeah, God, it's awful." The actor and comedian opened up. No, he didn't. He lied about what it's like working with Whittaker on her last Doctor Who series. Let's see. Let's just read the article, and I'll walk you through the bullcrap as we go through it. Series 13 of Doctor Who is set to return to our screens this year, but don't tell us when, with Jodie Whittaker taking the Time Lord mantle one last time before she exits the long-running sci-fi show. I think this is the end of Doctor Who. I really do. Joining her for a final set of adventures is John Bishop as a new companion, Dan Lewis. So I think this is basically meant to hook people who like Dan Bishop, maybe. John Bishop. John Bishop. Yeah, possibly. When the actors, and in an interview published in Doctor Who magazine 569, the actor and comedian had nothing by praise. No, look at this. Please look at the screen if you can't see it. Nothing by praise. Nothing but praise. Listen, if you're lying your ass off, can you proofread it? God's sake. Nothing but praise for the phenomenal Whittaker. Well, I think she's phenomenal. I think it is a phenomenon. Not a good one. Not a good one. And co-star Mandip Gill. Oh, God. They've been great to work with. And again, can you imagine I mean, Christopher Eccleston said everybody was good to work with. Now it turns out he hated everybody, right? Let me be clear. He said everyone was just great, fantastic, and it turns out that like the closest I've ever heard him dissing anybody. And I haven't listened to every interview, but when he was talking about why he's not coming back for a 60th anniversary, he said because they put out this line, without confirming it with him, and attributed him saying that he was tired. He's like, oh, I'm not tired. And this is what he said. I find working with Russell, Julie, and what was it Julie Guy? Who was the third one? And Phil. I found that tiring, and would I like to know more about that story? Right? That's the closest I ever came to hearing a professional diss. People walked out the Moffat years often, right? We had many producers, and there were many like quiet stories of screaming matches where he like ripped people apart. Moffat, and they did have a very high turnaround of producers under Moffat. That's just the facts of the matter, isn't it? But still, publicly, nobody ever said it. And I said it. This is like one thing I have a lot of respect for Russell D Davies for. Right, go if you probably can't find it. When Doctor Who came back in 2009, I just recorded everything. I made DVDs of myself of everything. And there's this great little show, and then run up to the premiere, where Russell D Davies walks you through the history of Doctor Who, and he talks with absolute glowing love to every era, including stuff that was really bad, right? Because and I never heard him speak disparagingly about anybody. And again, maybe he does. I probably does. Most people do. But it's deeply unprofessional to do it, and I think he's a very professional guy. Actually, I'll be honest with you, I think Russell D Davies is a really moral person as well. I mean, just by looking at his writing, I think we probably disagree on a lot of things in life, and I think he will probably think I'm an evil person. I think he's probably been brainwashed by all the other propaganda in the world that anybody who doesn't agree with him is evil, right? Which is a shame, because he's such an incredible talent and such an intelligent person. But like, I think he's probably a really genuinely moral person. So he said, they've been great to work with, he said. So welcoming and really supportive, particularly to somebody like me who's not done a run on the series like this before. Well, I think he's probably telling the truth, you know? Like, why would they be... I mean, this is my naivety showing through. Like, why would they be incredible bitches? Because people are. Bad people are. I don't think they're bad people, though, honestly. I just think they're misguided people who are untalented and put in the wrong position. I know everybody knows it, but everyone says Jodie is phenomenal. Well, again, you know, if you want to say a phenomenon, like, splitting the atom and causing nuclear weapons. Yeah. Not one of the best phenomenals. He added, the way she carries the show, terribly. Oh my God, terribly. The reason that she doesn't have any, what's the word they use? Verisimilitude? Any authenticity in the role is because I think she sees it like she's playing a Teletubby. Like, it's a joke character. It's nothing real because it's not a boring mother. I think she can relate to boring mother parts because, bottom line, I just don't think she's got that good of an imagination. I don't think she's clever enough. That's my impression. However dumb she may be, Mad Girl seems a lot dumber to me. Let me tell you. He added, the way she carries her, the amount of responsibility she wears so lightly on her shoulders is staggering. Yeah, she wears it lightly because that's the problem. She has it with no gravitas. The run's coming to an end soon, and we're all we were all talking earlier about how weird it was not seeing each other every week. This is the nature of television production, Another bullcrap article, again, roughly saying, Doctor Who star John Bishop wraps filming season 13. I wouldn't swap it for anything. Well, listen, you're gonna have a lot of new material, right? I think you're gonna be in one of the most phenomenally bad series of Doctor Who that I think it's gonna fail so embarrassingly and so hard. I'm going to explain why towards the end of the video, but I think it's going to fail so unbelievably embarrassingly. It's going to be hilarious, right? I really, really, really think that's why do I think that? Just look at the world, mate. We had people say, oh, look, we're stunning and brave, we're taking this over. Everything from Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who, Marvel Comics, DC Comics, and the American government, and they've all worked out pretty much the same. An utter disaster, right? An utter disaster. So this one is the year is gearing up to draw to a close. That means we have a new Doctor Who venture on the way. While we're waiting for the all-important launch date, we know it will be this year, which means it's only a matter of time before we hear more. And yeah, I'm kind of surprised we don't have a trailer yet, but I don't know. I think they want to have. They're a bit torn, right? They want to have as much visibility as possible and as little visibility as possible, all at the same time. Basically, everything. Their approach thus far is just moving forward and pretending it's all awesome, right? Everything is awesome. No. Again. Listen, I'm ranking on politics a lot here, but it's so much. I'm pulling from the headlines. The way the American government is approaching the debacle that was Afghanistan, they keep saying, it's been fantastic. We have done the best job ever. When we lost the country to a very small, insignificant force. You remember that time, right? And you remember when we let them take hundreds of U.S. citizens as hostages, right? And you know how they fall into a complete totalitarian regime, cutting the tongues out of people like who were interpreters for the U.S. military. Remember that? Yeah. And do you remember that $85 billion worth of weapons we gave a terrorist force, making them the 7th largest military in the world? Right? Remember all that? Right? Remember all that? That was good. We all did a great job. We all did a freaking awesome, fantastic job. Oh, it's so good. And if you don't think so, there's something wrong with it. There's something wrong. It's exactly the same with the BBC and Doctor Who. Why? Because the thing they want most in the world, right? Most in the world is to not feel like a schmuck. And I'm sorry, when you fail this hard, oftentimes you do feel like a bit of a schmuck. This is no ordinary Doctor Who series. It marks the end of a relatively brief era, but destructive. With star Jodie Whittaker and Karney Shomron and Christian were both bowing out, I think, being fired out of the 3 series, being fired after they set fire to the show. New star John Bishop, who plays 13's latest companion, has now given an update on filming, revealing he's wrapped on series 13. Okay. Bishop signed up by saying, This is signed off from filming after seemingly having a better time than even he expected, saying it has been absolutely brilliant. Oh, okay, good for you. And he would have swapped it for anything. Okay, and again, I think being in this crushingly embarrassing era of Doctor Who is gonna give him a lot of material, right? I think I hope he plays it smart, right? Hope he plays it smart, and he can make it a real good joke, right? It was so rap, yeah, but again, they put a whole article around a small Twitter post, right? Like, why? Again, it's creating a field of propaganda to make you think people are in. No one's interested. Here's another one. So this one shows up how incredibly bad the current production team are at marketing. Is Bradley Walsh coming back to Doctor Who? Yes. Yes, it was in the Daily Mail on Spur Pictures on set with John Bishop. Yes, nobody schleps over to a set to do a day's worth of work for no reason. My guess is they're probably ripping off Russell D Davis's exit, and Jodie's doing a tour everywhere that she knew and loved. So yeah, is Bradley Walsh going back to Doctor Who? Yes, we are. And now I understand he's been around there, but the Daily Mail actually had pictures of him on set, right? Why are they? So again, this is just an example of how bad they are at marketing, at the same time as how much they're lying about the marketing. Because Chris Chibnall's got this weird idea that people want to be surprised by his bollocks, right? No one's surprised by it because nobody really gives a crap, right? And that's the crushing truth. Nobody really gives a crap about this era of Doctor Who. And the biggest proof is I do a lot of videos about the current era of Doctor Who. People just aren't that interested. I've seen, you can see the interest rise and wane, right? You can see that every time. And when they announced they left, people were really excited. My videos about it were getting big views, but people have basically forgotten and want to move on. And I think that's where Doctor Who is. Doctor Who is going to go back to being where it was in the mid-90s, non-existent really, and just a small band of faithful like myself will be watching it. But again, I do believe this current era of Doctor Who, this current season is going to be a ton of mea culpa. It's going to be so bad they're going to have to admit they got it wrong. Now, why do I think that? Why do I think that with such incredible certainty? Right? Good question. I will tell you. It's because we just had the Jewish New Year, and I am crazy, insanely religious. I'm more crazily, insanely religious than most crazy, insane Jews, religious Jews, right? Most people think I'm off the chart, like I'm crazy, right? Because honestly, I just act like, well, if God is real, then this is real, right? If A is true, then B is true. But people don't really like going to the B part. So anyway, the basic idea is that with a when the year changes, the feeling of the year changes, the theme of the year changes. And I think the theme of last year, of the last Jewish year, was people being every strata of society being betrayed by whatever authority they looked up to. And a great example I always give of this, how the universe it was Simon Callow, known for playing not Shakespeare, Dickens, known for playing Dickens' Doctor very, very well. For me, known for being in was it Chance of a Million. I had no idea he was gay, by the way, because he played the straight guy in Chance of a Million. I just assumed he was straight. I had no idea he was gay. Apparently, very, very gay. I would say super gay, right? Very, very, very gay as well. So he wrote this article in The Guardian. If it's not The Guardian, it's something very similar to The Guardian, let's be honest, about how he feels betrayed by his authority, the gay charity he's always support, because they've gone insane and they want to get rid of any gender definition whatsoever. So I think that was the feeling of last year. Like, people generally feel that every layer of authority has let them down. Like every check and balance has utterly failed. So what's the feeling of this year, right? And I think it's lots and lots of mea culpa, lots and lots of egg in your face, right? So let me end with this thing. This is a video. I'm showing you another YouTuber's video, which is not good form. And but he's got all the clips in it live. This is a video by just some guy, and I think this is what we're going to be saying. I think this era of Doctor Who, this series of Doctor Who is going to do the exact same thing. So we're here. We're going to let me play the beginning bit of it. We're not going to play the whole thing. If you want to hear his take on it, it's only a 6-minute video. Go check out Just Some Guy. Freaking awesome channel, right? Awesome channel. But let's see the first clip I wanted to show you.
How it started.
This is always when people are like, "Would you please get your politics out of my comic books and let?"
Okay, so this is Kelly Sue DeConnick. Kelly Sue DeConnick is a comic book writer, and comic books have been through roughly a similar thing as Doctor Who. They're just a little bit more advanced in that the comic book industry has dissolved, right? And people kept saying, when you fill these comic books full of agenda, full of your insane worldview and full of your preaching, people aren't really going to want to buy it, right? People aren't going to like it. This is what she's commenting on right now, right? Like, can you stop doing it? Because people are not going to want to buy it, and you're going to destroy the industry. And we'll see how she responded.
What comic books are you reading? And if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book.
Now, did you see that content? Don't buy my book. She thought it was going to last forever, right? She thought she could just go on and on and on and on forever. As we have seen everywhere, the BBC just thought, oh, no, we can do this forever. Everybody's it's just great. Everybody loves it. It's going to be great, and it's stunning and brave, and we're the bestest ever, and it's going to be great, and nothing bad's going to happen. This is where she is now. Let's have a look. Zoom forward. Hang on. Here we go. It wouldn't be quite as embarrassing if she wasn't so strikingly the same person, right? She wasn't so very, very recognizable.
I tend to be pretty optimistic, but in this one, I'm worried. I'm straight worried.
Why?
Because stores are closing at a phenomenal rate.
Yeah. Everything they were told was going to happen has happened. They've after faded. Look at this face. This is the face of the current Jewish year, and we're just going to see it over and over again. And we're going to see it on the BBC, right? We're going to see it it's going to be such an incredible fade. I really believe, and even if you didn't believe in this incredible religious insanity, which I subscribe to, it seems pretty likely, doesn't it? And I will, toot my own horn. I've made a lot of insane predictions, right? Absolutely insane predictions on my channel over the past year or so. They've all come true. They all come true, right? I mean, I'll go over it in general, in detail with you if you want. If you have a question about it, look in the comments. They all came true. And like, these weren't things like, oh yeah, I think Walter's going to run downhill. No, these are like, America's going to be see a biblical level of takedown, right? They all come true. So I think this is, look at this face, look at this like stunned face where she's looking at the destruction that she has done, right? That she has wrought. This is the face of the current year. Let's say it here a little bit more.
Independent comic sales are down. Mainstream comic sales are down, except for the top 3 or 5 books are up, and everything in the mid list is way down. Numbers that used to be numbers that would get you canceled are now like, no, that's a hit,
because much like Doctor Who, you have driven away the audience. Exactly like Doctor Who, exactly like Star Trek, exactly like Star, and it will keep saying it's the best as ever until it collapses. It's collapsed. I'm looking industry now. It's post-collapse.
Independent books making back the cost of doing floppies is like names that should be able to do it no sweat are going into the red on singles.
When she says name, she means her. Okay? Don't think there's any altruism going on here. She means her. I mean, and her friends, but she means her.
And not coming out until the trades.
In the words of
So there you go. That's basically the end of the clip. That is the face. That is the face of the current year. And yeah, the reason why I'm kind of excited is because they've overused this propaganda way too much, and way too many things. It just doesn't work anymore. Doesn't fly at all. So this is what I think we have to look forward to. Kind of sounds fun. So I will say, grab your popcorn, put your feet up, and just watch. Just watch everything. But we're going to see a lot more of that face over the next year. I think we're going to see it out of Jodie Whittaker. I think we're going to see it out of Chris Gilman. I think we're going to see it out of Piers Wenger when they look at the tattered remnants of what the evil they have wrought. I just hope it happens speedily within our days. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.